I brought this Bible from Cuba, and my father gave me this Bible, I don't know, when I was 15 or 16, like 2 years ago. He gave me this Bible in 2006, and I was just, it's an old Bible in Spanish that you can see that it's been really, it's all marked everywhere. And I was just searching what he wrote for me here. And there's a part he said, you are what I always wanted to be. And that was just like, oh, this is a good day, the good time, good way to start my day. So, but I was just going back and forth and reading things in Spanish here. It doesn't help for my preaching in English, but I was just going back to read it in Spanish. And I got this. I found this in my Bible. And I don't know if you can zoom this. Can you see here? This? Right here? I don't know how to say what this is. Oh. That's a letter from Leanne where she was in love with me. And she said, I'm gonna express all my feelings in this letter. So it's 3 words. Now it's better. Now she's coming a long way. Yeah. So, but I got this, and I was just trying to remember what's this for, and I remember when I was 12 years old. 12 and a half, I don't know, I can remember right now. But I went to a baseball field in my city, and we were having a prayer time. We were hiding. I mean, you couldn't do that. That's illegal. But I like it. But we were there doing that illegal thing, praying and praying for the nation, praying for the city. And if you cannot do it, that's right now you can. But at that time we were praying and pray. And I was just like, I felt like I said, one day I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna preach in this field, this baseball field. And I took that from the grass, piece of grass, and I put, okay, this is going to be the sign. And whenever I get to preach here, I will return this to this place. And my father gave me my Bible in 2016. I said, okay, I'm going to put this in my Bible as a sign that I can't forget this. And when I saw that, I said, oh, now I remember. And God said to me, it's time for you to dream again. And that's what I want to talk this morning about, dreaming again. I don't know what's going on with humanity. That there is a time in our life that, you know, when we were a kid, like Daphne, or the twins, not yet, but Daphne, she's always thinking about ideas, and she feels she's a superhero, and she feels she's the I don't know, the best, and and she goes to the school, and she, you know, it's so soft and so ready for all this mess. I mean, when we were a kid, we were thinking about, you know, when I grow up, I want to be like this, I want to be like that, man. I want to, and what's the desire of our heart? And many people say, you know, you're just dreaming, and the word dream, it's just an expression for the heart, the Father's heart. A dream, when you were a kid, is not a dream. It was a thought from the Father's heart. But we create a translation for that thought from our Father, and we put that as a dream. And in a dream will be, it's something that we think about. Dream, it's a future thing that sometime, somewhere, I will do it. But those dreams sometimes they go behind to a back door, to a closet that will never go back. And there is something in our life, and we're growing up, and we go to the school, and the school makes sure that they say, okay, remember, you will never be a scientist because you're not good with math. But 4 years ago, I want to be a scientist. I want to discover new things. I want to fix this world. But right now, because my teacher said I couldn't do it, right now I'm dying. I'm killing my own dream because somebody is saying something about me. So I put that dream in a back door, and I said, I will never touch it. So I will create those dreams. You know what? A dream, if you create a dream from your frustration, it's not a dream, it's a nightmare. If you're trying to justify that you're killing your dream because you don't get it, every dream you create from a dream you killed, it will become a nightmare, not a dream. Because it was not a thought from Father's heart. I want to ask you a question. I want you to remember, go back to when you were, I don't know if you remember, 10, 12, 13 years old. And tell me, what do you want it to be? Tell me, like, I don't know. I really want to be a fireman or a policeman. But you know, policemen in where I'm coming from, they are not really cool. So when I grew up, I learned, okay, no, you cannot be that. But I realized it was a desire from my heart. But you know, when you were like growing up, you say, I wish I could be that. I want to be like that. When you're 10, 12 years old, I said, I want to do this. I want to do that. That's my dream. I want you to share somebody. Pastor John, can you share with us in 2 seconds where, you want it to be?
If only my office was right next to yours and I got a little warning that this was going to happen. Actually, around that time, for me, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I had this whole thing mapped out. I was going to, well, at first I thought it was going to be too hard to get into pilot school to become a fighter pilot. So I was going to go in the Army. I was going to become a helicopter pilot and then transfer over to fixed wing. I had this whole thing worked out because, I knew everything. And then, become this fighter pilot, and then I would end up going to work for NASA, and I would pilot a space shuttle, and...
That's a big dream.
Yeah, that was a big dream. Yeah, so, didn't happen. I joined the Army, and that was about as far as it got. And, and then I learned about electronics and started on the path where I started to learn things.
That's good.
But that was the dream, was to fly.
What about you, Hannah? You wanted to be a missionary? So is that a dream you accomplished, or?
My parents released me when my mom was trying to get pregnant. She took her years and years, and she said, God, if you give me a daughter, I'll give her back to you. And so when I was 12 years old and I came to her and said, Mom, they're going to Mexico, they're going to Guatemala, please let me go, I'll raise the money. All the parents ridiculed her for allowing me to go, but she let me go, and every year since then. But a burning to see America impacted with the gospel, so.
Hallelujah.
Missions.
Yeah, what about you, Pastor Jeff? Oh. Okay, you and Pastor Jeff, and we'll keep going. You want to be a musician, huh?
It's weird because I normally don't answer these questions, but it started with me.
Can you come up here so everybody wants, so everybody can see you? They should see half of you.
How y'all doing? It started with me when I was 6 years old. It was the weirdest thing. I heard a particular album, and it changed my life. And it wasn't that I listened to this album and I saw this artist, and I was like, I wanted to be that. It was when I saw, as a young child, how the music touched everybody and how it brought people together. And when I saw how people interacted as a result of that album, I knew I wanted to be a musician. And that album, still to this day, is my favorite. It's Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder.
That's good. So you're living your dream.
Yes.
That's good. Pastor Jeff.
Yeah, it's real simple for me. I wanted to be a professional athlete. Before I realized that I wasn't going to be 5 foot tall. So, yeah, it was that simple.
I think we are in the same boat.
Yeah, I got it.
We're going to end it with Sandy.
Okay, so when I was young, real little, I thought I could do anything, and we transferred from Zanesville to Granville to school. And I got a second grade teacher. I was dyslexic, and they didn't know what dyslexia was. back then, and they didn't treat it. So they just treated you like you were a slow learner and sent you with the slow learners. So I went with the slow learners knowing that I really was not like them. So I didn't feel like I fit in, and I struggled through school my whole life. So then we went to language school, and I flunked out of language school. And then, you know, everything I tried. So I came here to leadership school, and Mama Leanne started teaching us who we were. Well, at the end of the first year, we all went to her house, and they prophesied over us. And Josue prophesied over me. He said, I see you walking down a lane, and there are trees all along each side, and the trees all have labels on them, but you're taking the labels off and changing them. And so I started asking people, what trees, you know, trying to figure this out. And then I realized that school system had labeled me with this and that and this and that, and my parents didn't know how to fight it, and they just accepted that that's who I was. They were the professionals. Well, I did really good in leadership school. I was a very successful person at leadership school, and God has changed that, and I keep changing the labels on my trees.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
I say, you can change the label on your trees, and beware that your children do not
Amen.
accept the labels that the, quote, professionals put on them.
Amen. Give it to Pastor Jeff. Hallelujah. That's a good way. You can pay Brittany later. No, she can pay you. No, that's an amazing. It's an amazing school. But do you want to know my dream? Yes. Yeah. Okay. I had many. I don't know where to start. But like I said, I'm not going to preach. And I love music since I was a baby. And my mom said that every time. For me, it was not cars. I had like a drum kit and like just drumming everything and trying to play everything and that was I was just like in our church I was every time like, man, 5, 6 years old. I was just trying to put music to every second in my life. Normally, right now, I go to bed with music. I take a shower with music. I pray with music. Music is 24/7. I can't separate myself from music. But I remember when I would start playing piano when I was 6 or 7 years old, and my uncle and my aunt, I wanted to go with them to a place or a restaurant, and she said to me, "If until you play this, you're not coming with us." So that was the pressure she put on me that I need to learn that song to be able to go with them to a restaurant or somewhere, because I love to eat. I was just learning everything I could. And I remember one day, I was just playing piano, and I went to the drums. I remember learning how to play drums. And after that, I jumped to the bass guitar. And I remember this is something that happened to me. When I was just playing bass guitar, I have one of our music leaders, singer, he in the midst of everything, Sunday morning service. Imagine Sunday morning. Imagine I do this to John, and I'm leading, or Rebecca. I was just playing bass in our Sunday morning school, and I was just playing bass, and I was just doing a mess. I was just making a mess with all the whole worship team, and that's a part I give it to him. I was just not good playing bass, and I was just playing bass, and he stopped worship. He stopped it. Imagine Rebecca saying, "Stop. Josue, you're doing a mess over there. Get out of that bass. You're not a musician." And after that, I jumped again to the drum because they said, "You're better in drums than the bass guitar." So, guitar, bass. I was just playing drums. And my dream was to play in a Sunday night service. I was our main service in our church. I think I was 13 at that time. And my dream was, okay, I played drum, and I was just practicing because I wanted to play that Sunday night. That's my dream, to play on Sunday nights. And see the girls looking at me. And that was not a good motive, but That's the one I had at that time. So I got ready. They said, we're going to be playing this, and if you play this 100%, we're going to let you play on Sunday morning. And I got to that place that I was just playing those songs perfect. And I was just like, I'm playing perfect this song. So they said, the leader said, okay, you're going to play on Sunday night, and our Methodist bishop will come, the top dog. I said, oh my goodness, this is my opportunity here. And I was just playing. I went, you probably don't want to imagine, but I went with my tie and everything ready for it. I'm the drummer. Drummers are cool. So I'm the drummer. So I'm going to play for everybody here, and the bishop will be there, and he probably will take me to his church, and I was just dreaming about that. And when I got to my drums, the leader came and said, he brought a better drummer, and you're not good enough to play these songs. So we're going to let him play, and you're going to go sit down, and you're not going to play tonight. And that night I cried like a baby. I went home, and I had that Tuesday when I was just playing drums, and I didn't have pants. I only had shorts. And when I got to church with those shorts, and one of the worship leaders said, "You're not allowed to play with that until you come to church with pants. You're not going to be able to play drums." It was a trauma after trauma after trauma. And now I go back, and I was just, all those things were trying to kill my dream. All those things were trying to come against my dream. And I decided that day, that Tuesday night, after I went through everything, I said, I'll be so good that they will fight because they want me to play in their worship team.
That's good.
That's great. And I was just like every day. I was like a machine. And I got to the point that they made a national worship team for the Methodist Church, and they asked me to play. And that day, I realized that I didn't do a great job with being humble. And I went back, I said, my dream from now on will be, I want to get to the place that I can play 50 instruments. And I will practice so much that I will get to play 50 instruments. And I'm in 32 right now. I have a long way to go. But you know, though the dreams are thoughts from God. The dreams you have in your mind are thoughts. He thought about you, and He gave you the idea, and you translate that idea as a dream. If you go back to the Bible and like the Joseph story, and if you see I'm gonna go back and I'm share with you. Joseph was a little boy. Let's say he was 13, 15 years old, and he had a dream, Joseph. And his dream, you know, it was like in the stars, and he was the big guy that told like, and everything. And his brother will come, and in the future, you guys will come to me, and you bow down, and I will be the king, and everything. And I will be the hero, Superman, and everything. So he was 15 years old, and he shared that with his brothers and his father. His father said, "Okay, I agree with you." But his brother thought, you know what? This is a stupid guy. You will never get to fulfill your dreams. And they took Joseph and they sold him. And he went from being a son to being a slave. And he wasn't a slave. Imagine being a son, that you have all the dreams. Your father trusts you. Your father gave you the yes to go and fulfill your dreams. Your father said, I will make you a great evangelist. I will give you a business. I will give you a wife. I will give you a husband. I will give you the dream house. I will give you the everything. And you know what happened? Every time you have a promise from God, just wait, because the process you're going to go through will look so different than your promise. If you have a dream that you're going to be rich, get ready for poverty. If you have a dream that you're going to have a house, get ready to be homeless. Because every time you have a dream, it's an invitation to a process. So every dream is a thought from God. And with that thought, there is a process that He will take you to get to the place. So Joseph I'm preaching right now. Joseph, from a son, he jumped to the slave club. This doesn't look like the star dreams, you remember? Shine a light, shine a light. So Joseph said, okay, I need to start again. So from being a slave, he jumped to the position of being administrator of the house. His boss said, okay, I don't know what's going on with you, but everything you touch, something that multiplies. It's a blessing. Everything you touch, this flowers coming up. So I'm gonna put you in charge of my house. And he went from being a son to being a slave, and after that to being an administrator. So it's kind of looked better than what I was, but it's still not my dream. Sometimes we go like this in our lives. So and right now I'm administrator, everything looks good. It looks like the step forward to get my dream done. But after that, there is a lady over there that she's like, oh, you, me, forever, oh. But I really don't like you. Remember, I don't like you. You're not my type. No. So she said, I want to have sex with you. You and me forever. And he said, no, I don't want to. And she took his clothes. You know, you remember the story. She took everything and she ran. That's why I tell you, everybody, if you are fighting with pornography, if you're fighting for sex, temptation, do not fight, run. Get out. If that computer is the instrument from the enemy to attack you, get rid of that computer. Just saying. So he was from an administrator to, okay, now you're going to go to jail, but not just to go to jail. You're going to go to jail, to prison, and they will name you, and they will put the label of a rapist. You raped a woman. They accused him, you didn't steal, you didn't take nothing, no, you raped a woman. So if you go back and you study the way they treated those people in the Old Testament, in that culture, her scent, everything, he was like, you're going to die. This is not going to be a couple days here. You're going to have a couple days here. So until we decide how we're going to make your death public. He was there ready and waiting for somebody to come and kill him because he raped a woman. So from being a son to being a slave to being an administrator that looks like I'm jumping, I'm getting ready, getting close to my dream. And from getting close, I went all down to the bottom part of I'm facing death. This for sure doesn't look like my dream. If you ask Joseph over there, what do you feel? They're in prison, not just in prison because you're still in prison because you rape. Probably he would say, I'm done, this is it. I will never see those stars again. I will never see that dream again. But you know what? In the midst of everything, there's always something, a gift that He gave you with your dream. He will never give you a dream without a gift. If you say you're going to be the best musician ever, He will give you the gift of music. So the only way you can get out of that level, that position, is to use the gift that comes with your dream. So he said, I'm going to keep prophesying here. He had, you know the story, he had a dream. And after he had a dream, he said, okay, this is going to go, this is going to happen, da, 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 da. And the people said, I promise you, da, 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 da. And they didn't do it. They went out, they didn't talk to anybody. They forget about Joseph. And they said, okay, I tried again. I start again. And this guy, I prophesied. They promised me something. That looks familiar for you. You're familiar. Somebody promised you something and it never happened. on your way of your dream, your way to your dream. So I'm going to promise you that this never happened. So I'm still waiting for my death. Here, I tried to utilize my gift. It didn't work. I'm still waiting for my death. But let me tell you something. God will give somebody a dream that will match with your dream. And to be able to, for that person to be able to fulfill his dream, will need your dream to come alive. So there's somebody out there that are looking for a dreamer like you. But if you give up already your dream, his dream will not be able to be possible. So your dream is not just for you. Somebody needs that part of the puzzle. So from being a slave, ready to die, I'm going to be the vice president of Egypt. But in that level over there, now comes a test. When this is going to be over? Remember, money was not your dream. Finances was not your dream. That was a result of the fulfillment of something you have. For example, Charles. The thousands of dollars that would come from your city was not his thoughts from you. That's a result of you being obedient and doing your work. So he went from being vice president, you know the story, his brother came to him and everything, and he said he went through a test, and from vice president he jumped to the savior of his family. In that place, he saw his brothers coming towards him, and he said, this is my dream. When I saw this in my Bible, I said, Papa, totally forget about this. If I ask you how many dreams do you have in your back shed, put it there, over there in your back. Something that this is something that I learned in Ohio. When you are changing seasons, you take your clothes and you put it in a place that you don't need it. You don't need it. All my summer clothes they are in a place that I'm hoping soon I'll get to you. But you know, you're not going to use it, so you put it in that back part. And when the season gets to you, you go back and you take whatever you need for that season. I wonder how many of you have dreams waiting for you. I wonder how many of you have those business you try, and this is the point. You tried, it didn't work. You tried, it didn't work. You tried, it didn't work. But the ability of the dreamers have this statement. I need to start again. Do it again. Do it. That's the power of the testimony. Do it again. Do it again. I had somebody come into my office and say, Pastor, I'm going through this and this and this and this. My family is a mess. He was in a storm. I said, I'm so happy for you, because when you get out of this situation, you will have something we call testimony. And I said I didn't want to preach. You know, there are 4 enemies of your dream that I will, couple minutes. Coming from a Hispanic guy. You know, those who speak Spanish here knows that translation is very important. And I was just thinking, every time we go to Cuba, Mama Lee's preaching, I have the authority to destroy her ministry in Cuba. Think about that, Mom. Don't think about that. But imagine if you go to a place that you need a translator, and that person don't have your heart. They don't have your language. They don't know your spirit, where you're coming from. They can translate whatever they want. And because there are people there that they don't know English or English, they will get whatever I'm saying, not whatever you're saying. So translation is the first point that will be the best enemy of your dream. How you translate what you're going through right now. How you put together what I'm going through right now. You know, translation comes back to the heart. Comes back to the heart. You know what? This could look different. I mean, I'm going to do something right now. If you go to my house, this happened to me in Cuba. I have two people that they were like mad. They didn't want to see each other and everything. I said, what happened, Abelito? He said, this brother is again, I don't know what he has against me. He's like, he's saying bad things about me. Can you talk to him? And I said, what's going on, my friend? He said, the problem is that I was my bike passing close to Abelito's house. And I said, Abelito, just run. And he didn't say hello, ni goodbye, nothing. He didn't say anything. And I said, Abelito, why you're so rude with this guy? I said, well, I was just having diarrhea. When he said hello, the only thing I heard was a bird, go! And I was just laughing. Don't let the diarrhea get in between your... So I brought the guy. I said, okay, you guys talk. Yeah, I don't know diarrhea. I don't know if diarrhea could be an instrument from the enemy to destroy you guys. But the way you translate things will make a big difference. I mean, if you're translating that the process you're going through, it's here to destroy you, it will destroy you. But if you start just saying, I don't care where I'm at, I will start again. I'm going to say, it didn't work this business, I will start again. It didn't work this marriage, I will start again. The process of I'm going to start again. This lady did this to me, but I'm not going to, okay, I don't like women anymore. No. Start again. Yeah, that's good. Do not be afraid. Start again. It didn't work. I don't care. Start again. Your dreams cannot go with you to that tomb. The tomb that was designed for your bones, not for your dreams. Translation. I was translating for a pastor in Columbus yesterday, and I was like, I feeling so bad because he was saying like EIM, and so what's that about? I don't know what, because I didn't have the heart. But in Cuba, I can tell Mama Liam, if you don't want, don't preach. I can say whatever. I know what you're gonna say. Even if it's a new message, I know what she's gonna say. Because it's a connection of the heart. So every time I'm translating for her in Cuba, for somebody else, I'm trying to find the exact words. Because everything that I'm saying, the people will take it, not from me, will take it from her. So every time, translation sometimes, when I don't know a word, well, you know what I'm doing? Can you help me? Can you help me? Do not get in that position that your translation is that's it. I don't care about, no. When you are getting ready to do a step, ask for advice. Can you guys advise me what this about? I want to get the right translation because my translation goes straight back to my heart. If I was abandoned, this situation will reflect in that feeling. So what do you think about this situation? Translation. Fear, miedo. You know, fear. You know what? 95% of what you fear never happened. It will never happen. 90% of what you fear, it will never happen. It's just an imagination. The fear have the ability to create a picture. Fear is Hollywood. You know, if you let fear go, you will imagine the death of everybody in your family. Imagine your kids are going to school. The first time I definitely went to school and said, I'm coming back to the church. I need to pray. I can't concentrate. What if the doors were not locked? The lady who was watching the camera, she was not there to watch the camera. She was in another planet. I didn't see any camera in the bathrooms. What if somebody... Please put a camera even close to the toilets. I want to watch my girl. That sounds creepy, but I wanted to protect so I went through a fear process. You know what happened with fear? Fear, you have to be alert, because if you let fear talk to you more than 3 seconds, it will take you. Fear, it comes with a thought, and that thought you have to kill it. No, in Jesus' name. If you let fear speak to you more than 5 seconds, it will take your brain and you will end in LMH, trying to touch somebody to fix your brain. Do not fear. That's why the Bible has 356. Do not fear. Do you have one for every day? Fear not. Fear not. You have the fear of disappointment, the fear of failing. And that's why there are a lot of people, they don't want to talk to the girl they love. What if? No, what if? What if? One time somebody said, what if she said no? Keep going. All those no's will be a starting, will be the steps for your yes. Keep going. What if she said, no, I don't like you, you're not my type. I don't care, you're going to be mine. Do not be afraid of failing. You know what happened in this life? We have an amazing Father that we always have the opportunity to start again. Yes. If you wanted to be a preacher and the first time you did a mess, oh, congratulations, welcome to the club. Amen. Next time you will do better. Keep trying. Keep trying. If this didn't work, keep trying. If your business didn't work, keep trying. Keep trying. I don't know how many people in this world had a lot of things that they started and it didn't work. Keep going. Keep going. You know, victory is so related to fear. You will never get victory before overcoming fear. Every time you have a challenge from God, every time you have something from God, be ready. Be fear. Fear will come. That's the best enemy. Fear will come. I want to talk just one more thing, two more things. I promise you. Disappointment and apathy are two things that I really hate. If you go to the Bible, let's make this preaching legal. Luke chapter 5. Let's go to verse 4. When he has finished, he said to Simon, now go out in the deeper and let down your nets to catch some fish. I love fish. Master, or sir, or Lord, Simon replied, we worked hard all night and didn't catch anything. But if you say so, I will let the nets down again. And in this time, their nets were so full of fish that they began to cry. You know what? Let me go back to this story a couple seconds. Jesus came and he said, okay, can I use your boat to preach? And Simon said, okay, I'm not using it right now, use my boat. So Jesus went and he was preaching, but he saw Simon and the future disciples washing their nets and taking care of their nets. And if you see a fisherman washing their nets, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? They had a very good night, huh? They are washing their nets because they got a lot of fish. They can provide for their family and everything. But why? They were washing the nets of disappointment. They were washing the nets of that business that didn't work. They were washing those nets of that marriage that didn't work out. It's not the same washing your nets after a good night than washing your nets after a very bad night. Washing your nets after your kids are in the hospital and you say it didn't work. But I keep washing the tools or the thought that it could. I'm washing that net. But I know it didn't work. The nets of disappointment. And Jesus said, I want you guys to go now with me. And let's do it. And Peter said, you know, we were working last night, all night, but if you say so, I'll go with you. Family of faith, this is a season for you that Jesus is saying, come with me now. And let's go to the deeper place. That place that you went last night, but you went without me. Now I'm going with you. Come with me. And I'm thinking this is an opportunity for you, and I'm just telling you this. It's time for us to dream again. It's time for us to go back to those dreams of that business you had when you were a baby. I want to have this. And now you know what happened to us? What happened was this. You went through the system, and the system did a very great job killing your dreams and creating new dreams for you. You know, in Cuba, if you want to be a doctor, you're not allowed to be a doctor. You're going to be whatever they want you to be, whatever the country needs, because you are there to serve the country, not the country to serve you. If they need more farmers, well, even if you have very good, if you were amazing in your class, no, if you're a farmer, if you need a farmer, you're going to be a farmer. Family of Faith Community Church, and those who are here and will watch online, go back and see where and when you kill your dreams. Go back and think today when you go home, where did I left my dreams? Now I'm where I'm at. Could have a very good job, but this was not my dream. You know what I want to? I want to get to 80, 90 years old and see my kids, my grandkids, my great-great-grandkids. And when I get to there, I said, I made it. You know how hard it will be if you get to the point that you said, okay, I got a very good job, I got everything, but I didn't fulfill my destiny or my dream. You will go to heaven with a broken heart. I have my dreams. And I decide that nobody will change that. I have to decide that. And I really appreciate something from Mama Leanne. She is not afraid to start again. Now she's moving to a whole different part of the country. New house, new things, new neighborhood, new areas, new churches, new opportunities, new challenges. But she wants to start again. How many times have you moved during the years? You start again, start again, start again, start again.